welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I wore on my nails in April. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like these what I wore videos. They are one of my favorite videos to watch, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that too. Little disclaimer, the baby is hanging out with me today, so if you hear sounds, that is what you hear. So this video is super duper late. A little blurb about my personal life. Fast forward if you don't care. I went back to work full time in April and I was not prepared. I was not prepared for the lack of free time I would have. I still prioritize getting nail polish on my nails. I wore less than usual, but still a good amount of polish. But I had no time, I felt like, to film or edit without losing even more sleep. So that is why this video is very late. Like I said though, I did manage to get on a lot of different manicures, pedicures too. I found myself gravitating towards toppers a lot. I wanted to wear lots of colors, but when I started seeing chipping, I didn't have time to change out my polish, so I ended up putting on a topper to just kind of cover any tip wear that I had going on. So if this is your first time checking out one of my what I wore videos, first we're gonna take a look at the polishes that I wore as pedicures. Then we're gonna take a look at swatch photos for the polishes that I liked okay as manicures, the ones that I did not like, that I really didn't like, and then the ones at the end that I absolutely loved from April. All right, we're gonna start with pedicures first. So one pedicure that I wore was a recent release from Orally. It is Check Yes or No. I almost called it Scenic Route. Check Yes or No is a beautiful, like, orchidy purple. It has a lot of pink undertones and it's slightly muted. I have a lot of colors like this. I even did like a comparison on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, I will link it down below because I post lots of comparisons now on my Instagram. I haven't always done that. But this shade felt really similar to a lot in my collection, but I found that it wasn't as close as I would have thought. It was just a little bit more muted. It had less white in it than other colors I have that are similar. It was a beautiful color. I didn't necessarily like it as a pedicure. It was just, I usually like stuff with a little bit more brightness or whiteness as a pedicure, so I get that pop. This did not give me that, but it was a beautiful color, fantastic formula. It was fully opaque for me in, I think 3 coats. Yeah, 3 coats for this one, but still really, really good. I liked this one and we'll reach for it again as a manicure. Another one that I wore from the spring collection from Orally as a pedicure was Meet Cute, this beautiful corally shade. So this one I would describe as being a pinky coral cream. I really, really want to like pinky corals. I have yet to find a pinky coral that I think suits my skin tone that I enjoy wearing. Every time I wear them, I'm let down. This one was beautiful, gorgeous color, but I think orangey corals, reddy corals, those are more my jam. But yeah, this one is a gorgeous shade. If you're looking for a pinky coral, I definitely recommend, just not on me. Another one I wore as a pedicure for a very short amount of time was from Sally Hansen Insta Dry. This one was Heather Hustle. This one is a really close to white purple cream. It has just a little bit of purple in there, so it's kind of like a lavendery white. This one had a great formula. It was fully opaque in 2 coats. I was shocked. It was very easy to apply, looked beautiful on, but it chipped on me in like 2 days. I was so surprised. You know, usually pedicures you can go a week, 2 weeks. Some people even go like a month before changing their polish. When I put this on and it lasted 2 days, I was very upset because I did not have time to change it out. But while it was on, it sure was beautiful. I think I have other colors like this one though, so I might be gifting this to someone. Maybe it was a body chemistry thing. I don't wear this line often. If Sally Hansen Insta Dry chips quickly for you, let me know. I'm curious. Maybe it's a across the board kind of thing. And then the last shade that I wore as a pedicure in April is this gorgeous soft blue called Emerson from Zoya. This one is kind of like Heather Hustle in that it is very, very white, but has just a little bit of blue in it, and a little bit of purple too. I found that it was just a little bit more purple leaning, a little bit cooler than some of my other light blue shades. This one had a fantastic formula. It was very easy to work with, especially for a pastel shade this light. I want to say it was a 2-coater as well. Gorgeous application, looked great as a pedicure. one that I will definitely be reaching for in future springs. All right, on to manicures that I liked okay from April. The first one is a combo. As a base, I wore Olive Ave Polish Lyra, which I would describe as being a gorgeous yellowy green cream. And then I topped it with China Glaze Fairy Dust. Fairy Dust, I'm sure you're familiar with. It is a beautiful clear base with holographic micro glitters, and it's a topper. So I actually wore Lyra as part of a triplet mani, and it's a gorgeous shade. It was my first time wearing it. Really nice application, beautiful color. I didn't love it on me though. This color is just a little bit outside of my comfort zone, even though I am entering my green era. I still am not feeling like super myself with this kind of chartreusey green shade. So I decided to top it with China Glaze Fairy Dust, and it was a pretty combination. I mean, Fairy Dust I think makes everything better, so it definitely made me love Lyra more, but I didn't love it. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty, I liked it, I might wear it again, but I wasn't like so excited to wear it. Another one that I wore and liked okay comes from MJ Lacquer. It is Baby Boy Blue. This released in April of 2022 Polish Pickup. It's what I would describe as being a baby blue base, kind of a saturated one though, not one of those super pastel blues. And oh my goodness, it has so many things in it. It has gorgeous like bright sky blue hex glitters and micro glitters. It has some multi-chrome flakies in it. Probably more stuff that I'm not even realizing. I see some holographic something in here. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of stuff. So this polish is a gorgeous, gorgeous polish, but I think it was just one that I wasn't in the mood for at the time I wore it. I enjoyed it, but I think I just really wanted to make sure I got it worn this season, and it was beautiful. It just was the wrong time. MJ Lacquer makes some fantastic Crowleys. I've only tried a couple. One of them I got in PR. This one I did purchase, and they've both been amazing. So I want to get more from this brand. This one was really pretty, just didn't love it. Liked it though. And the last one I just liked okay was another combo. As a base, I wore Shleee Polish Slumber Party. I really want to say Slumber Party. This one has a periwinkle cream base. It's just a periwinkle cream. And then I added a topper from Cuticula called Broken Fairy Tales. This one has a clear base, of course, and it has all of these gorgeous shifty flakes. They look like Easter grass. They're amazing. So initially I just wore the Shleee Polish Slumber, I'm never gonna say that, Shleee Polish Slumber Party by itself and was really disappointed. I was pretty frustrated with this polish. I wore it in 3 coats. It was a patchy mess. I was just not happy with the formula. And you know, I feel like maybe it's just me, because my sister, this is her favorite brand. She loves Shleee. She probably has over 100 bottles. But I'm not kidding, every polish I've tried from them just has not worked for me. I've not tried one that I've been like, this has a great formula and I love it. It doesn't have a super skinny brush, but it's relatively skinny, but I don't even know that that's the issue. And I can't switch it out. Maybe Cupcake polish. I bet those would fit this, but nothing I have will fit these brushes. I can't replace them right now. So I'll probably pass this one on to my sister, but what saved this manicure was this gorgeous Cuticula topper. Like China Glaze Fairy Dust, this is beautiful, and I feel like it makes everything you put it on top of better. The shift in the flakes was magnificent. I thought that it paired up really well with the periwinkle, because I feel like one of the shifts you get in the flakes is that gorgeous periwinkle color, and they just, wow, they wowed me together. Enough to where I almost want to keep the Shleee just so I can pair them up, but I'm not going to do that. I know I have other periwinkles. All right, and now we're moving on to manicures that I did not like. The first one comes from Polish, and it's called Be Our Guest. This one has a gorgeous like buttery yellow base and some beautiful shimmer that shifts gold to copper. I was so optimistic about this polish. Obviously I purchased it. I never received PR from Polish, but they are one of my most worn brands. I think if I looked at my entire collection, I don't do the spreadsheet stuff, but I think if I looked at my whole collection, Out of the brands that I don't swatch for, Polish is probably the brand I have the most of. I really purchase a lot of polishes and I've enjoyed so many of them. But this one for me was such a letdown. It was like the Shleee. I built it up in 3 coats. I still had a lot of patchiness. I could see a lot of dark spots. I was not happy with it at all. The formula was sad. And I think I paired it with a blurring base coat as well, and I still had a lot of patchiness. So this one's definitely leaving my collection. It's sad because the shimmer was gorgeous and the base color was really pretty. I thought I really did like it on me, but the patchiness is unforgivable. Another one that I like hesitate putting in the kind of liked okay category, but I'm just feeling ruthless, if you can't tell, for me anyway. So I'm putting it in this bottom category. It comes from Ethereal Lacquer. It's called Young and Beautiful. This one has a very soft purple base and it is jam-packed with holographic flakes. Y'all know I love a holographic flake. Oh my goodness, in the bottle, this is so beautiful. I remember when it released, I saw swatches on all the skin tones and I was just mesmerized. It looked sparkly. It looked like a diamond or something. I think it was part of a wedding collection from Ethereal Lacquer. So yeah, it says wedding collection. But it looked like jewels on the nails. It was so pretty in the swatches. But when I put it on me, I didn't see purple. It really just looked like a silver holographic flaky topper and it just fell flat for me. It's a shame because I still look back on swatches of it on other people and I'm like, wow. And I even look at my swatch photos and I'm like, it looks a little purple in my swatch photos. But in real life, in person, when I looked at it on my nails, I just saw silver and I've got silver micro flaky. I don't need this, so I am gonna pass it on too. And the last one that I did not love from April is another Ethereal Lacquer. As a base, I wore Ethereal Lacquer Cancer, and it is a turquoisey base with beautiful shifting shimmer that is like micro shimmer. It looks almost like UP. It shifts from red to gold to green. And then I topped it with Cirque Colors Wee Trippy, which is a linear holographic topper. So same kind of deal as I mentioned earlier. I wore Cancer from Ethereal on its own for a few days and was just disappointed. It was super duper sheer. I thought in the swatch photos I looked up that it was a 3-coater on its own, fully opaque, but it needed a blurring base coat, and I don't think I did that. In 3 coats, I could see a whole lot of nail line. It didn't look bad, but I just don't love nail line, so it wasn't for me. And part of me wants to hold on to it because I'm a Cancer moon. If you didn't know, my big 3. I'm a Capricorn sun and a Cancer moon and a Leo rising. And so I bought all 3 of my those signs from Ethereal Lacquer when they did their astrological sign mysteries last year or a year before. So I want to keep it because it's a Cancer polish, but if it wasn't a Cancer polish, I would destash it immediately. So I'm telling myself, just get rid of it. What made me like the manicure more, but not enough to like totally save it, was the topper. I haven't reached for Cirque Colors Wee Trippy in a very long time. I purchased this years and years ago, and it has a decent fill line because for a while it was the only topper that I had. It looked really pretty over Ethereal Lacquer Cancer, but not enough to save it. But I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a linear holographic topper. This one's beautiful, but it does kind of gray out whatever you put it over. That wasn't a problem because the base of Cancer is kind of dusty. They looked pretty together. All right, and on to the manicures that I absolutely loved in April. The first one comes from Nailed It. It is called Slumber Party. It has a purpley periwinkle base with super strong shifting shimmer that shifts gold to green to blue. Nailed It nail polish. It just has my heart. Like, I don't think I've ever been disappointed with a Nailed It nail polish before. I've tried them and said this color's not for me, but I've never tried one of their polishes and said I don't like this. Like, it's always a great polish. This one was no different. The shimmer in here was super intense and glowy. I couldn't stop staring at my nails. I wore this for several days and didn't want to take it off. I had to because I had tip wear, but I would have left it on longer if I could. Just absolutely gorgeous. it makes me want to purchase everything Nailed It releases. Another love for me was from Stella Chroma. It is Pom Poms. This one is a sea foamy, like a dusty sea foamy base with holographic micro glitter and iridescent shifting flakes. This one was beautiful. In the bottle, I felt like it could be a great spring polish, but once I had it on my nails, I realized why Pam, the maker, released it in the winter time. It definitely feels more like a winter color with that dusty base, but who cares, because it was fabulous. The flakes are so shifty, and the way that those holographic glitters just like sparkled in the sun, my heart skipped a beat. This is a beautiful polish, and it's still available. If any of these are still available, I will link them down below. Another love for me was Cirque Colors Hatch. This one has a white-ish base with, oh man, it's hard to describe, black microflakes and maybe some silver glass flakes. It's supposed to look like an egg. It's from that line from Cirque Colors, and I've heard so many people talk about this one in particular from that line. I understand why. It's beautiful. The base color is white, but it's like a soft white. It's not super stark. It really felt soft on the nails and gave me a pop without feeling too abrasive for spring. And I love speckled polishes. They're one of my favorites, and the way that the flakes are not uniform in here just felt very authentic to the egg look. Weird thing to like, but I liked it. This was a beautiful polish. From Wildflower Lacquer, I really enjoyed wearing Make It Rain. This one has a bright reddish orange base, and it is jam-packed with shifting glass flakes. This one was a mystery to me because, well, it literally was a mystery. I bought it in a 12 Days of Sparkles mystery box thing. It was back in 2021. But I put this on my spring rack thinking the base color reminded me of Tulips. It's like a bright, beautiful orange shade, you know? But when I had it on, I was like, wait a second. This definitely feels more summer or fall, and then it released in the winter time. So I was like, I don't know when the right time would be to wear this, but it's not spring. It definitely did not feel springy. But regardless, it was fabulous on the nails. I mean, the flakes, they are gigantic in here, and they just reflected the light so beautifully, especially in lower lighting. When I took this one outdoors and I saw that lower lighting, it was beautiful. I loved it. Another one I loved this month came from Stella Chroma, and it's called the Graetest. This one has a purpley base with black flakes. Really simple description, but my goodness, a beautiful polish. This one actually released in the junk food polish pickup, and when I found out it was coming out, I was so excited because it's inspired by Graetest, which is an ice cream shop in this part of the United States. It's one of my favorite ice cream shops. We have one in the town next door, and I used to go all the time, but even though I don't go all the time now, they sell this ice cream in the store, and this one specifically is inspired by my favorite flavor. It's raspberry chip, and it is so delicious. It tastes so yummy, and so it felt really special that a maker that I love, Stella Chroma, created a polish based on an ice cream that I love. It just felt so personal. That's what I love about indies. And so I completely freaked out when I found out Stella Chroma was making that polish, and Pam was the sweetest ever and was like, can I just send you a bottle? I was like, yes, you can. I need that right now. So she sent me the bottle, and she said, you don't need to swatch it, but I had to. I had to wear it. I wore it for a good 3 or 4 days. Beautiful color. I don't think very springy. The base is just quite saturated, but honestly, it's such a beautiful polish. I could wear this anytime and be happy. 2 more manicures, and I'm kind of trying to decide which one I liked best. I can't decide. Both of them are combos though. This one combines Essie Slip Dress, which is from the Gel Couture line. It is a sheer pink polish, and I topped it with one from Studio M called Make a Wish. It is a clear base with beautiful shifting shimmer that shifts blue to purple to pink, and rose gold glitters that are holographic. We've got some hex glitters and micro glitters. This polish combination was for me very wild. I think I wore it as a sandwich, which I never do. And this topper, when I bought it, I had to get it because it was being sold it for me at Meijer. And you just don't see very many polishes like this being sold in drugstores. So I have had this Studio M polish for about a year, but I've just not known how to wear it. And this combination came to me and it was amazing. I felt so creative when I paired these two together, and I just thought the base color of Slip Dress looked gorgeous with these beautiful pink glitters in here. Beautiful combination, will absolutely recreate in the future. And the final manicure that I wore in April was another combo, and I guess my favorite of the month, although that Slip Dress Make-A-Wish combo might be it tomorrow. I wore China Glaze Sugar Junkie, which released in their spring collection for 2023 with DRK Nails Que Sera Sera, which came out in HHC in December of 2021. So China Glaze Sugar Junkie is a beautiful bright pink with strong purple undertones. It's so super bright. It looks bright in the bottle. It's way brighter on the nails. And then DRK Nails Que Sera Sera is a clear base with linear holographic and shimmer that shifts blue to purple. So I wore Sugar Junkie on its own for a few days, and the reactions I got were exactly what I was looking for. People who saw my nails were like, whoa, that is a bright color. To which, of course, I responded, well, thank you. Yes, it is. So I loved wearing something so bright. This one was another one that I probably felt was more appropriate for summertime, honestly, but who cares, because this kind of color is beautiful any time of year. I wore it, I think, for 3 days by itself. Then I started to get a little bit of tip wear. It wasn't even that bad. I was very impressed with how this one wore on me. But I did want to go ahead and lock in this manicure for the week, so I added the DRK topper, and this combination was amazing. The linear holographic with the shimmer in this topper, it was beautiful. And paired up with this kind of bright shade, it's another combination that just made me feel so creative. Like, it's not like that out there, but it felt creative, okay? And I was so happy with it. I wore it for almost a week. I think I wore it for 6 days. So those are all the polishes that I wore in April. Let me know down in the comments if you have any of these, if you think you might grab them. Like I said, I will leave any that I can find available down in the description box for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!